Hey, Miles Grant with the National Wildlife Federation, here with our Senior Vice President, Jeremy Simons, who just finished testifying on tar sands here on Capitol Hill. Jeremy, for NWF members, what are tar sands?
Well, tar sands are a region up in Canada, a vast region about the size of Florida, and oil companies are extracting oil by squeezing oil from the sand. And they mine the sand. It takes about 5 tons of sand and 4 barrels of clean water to squeeze out 1 barrel of oil.
Now, what's under consideration here on Capitol Hill right now?
Well, right now there's a potential legislation, draft legislation, from Congressman Upton that would put a firm deadline on November 1st this year into deciding one way or another whether to approve this Keystone XL pipeline, a massive pipeline that goes 2,000 miles from Alberta, Canada, down to the port refineries in Texas.
Now, you hear from tar sand supporters that this is needed when it comes to gas prices. What do you say to that?
Well, gas price, in fact, the impact would be exactly the opposite. There's clear evidence from the companies involved themselves that this whole thing is nothing more than a scheme to increase gas prices, particularly on states in the Midwest, states like Chicago, Wisconsin, Michigan. 15 states in all would see an increase in gas prices anywhere from 10 to 20 cents a gallon.
Now, you heard a lot from the members today asking questions about this. What did you think the impact of today's hearing was?
Well, I think people walked away with a different impression of this pipeline than they walked in with. There's been a lot of happy talk and a lot of PR, frankly, from the oil companies involved in this. This is about America's energy security. This is about more oil. The reality is this is all about changing prices. It's about moving oil that's already coming to America from one market to another. In fact, they want to get it out to the port so they can get it to China or other countries. So we're focused on the wildlife impacts. We made a big case today on the potential impacts of a spill on clean water resources, particularly the Ogallala Aquifer, which is irrigation for America's breadbasket, important for regions that this pipeline would go through, including the sand hills. So we focused on those issues, but we also brought to light the fact that this is higher gas prices and worse for America's energy security.
Now, I know you've toured tar sands regions up in Canada. From a wildlife perspective, what are the risks here?
Well, the risks are immense. We're talking about destroying virgin, pristine forest that harbors and safeguards wildlife, including the waterfowl and birds that migrate up each year through the United States. They take this, they mine this, and leave behind vast lakes of toxic sludge that kill wildlife on impact. And so there's a real question here. Pipeline lasts 50 years, and there's a real bottom line question. Is this our future? Is this what we want our kids to be paying for when they grow up? The diminished wildlife, the potential for spills, and the vast amounts of money that we'd be spending giving to Canadian oil companies rather than investing in clean energy alternatives.
To learn more about tar sands, go to nwf.org.